我们跳远一点好了。
然后后面都不会有人跳了。
天哪，原来可以改成新加坡或日本。
跳一个，
我都不知道哎。
这边好像都没人。对啊，不对。
我们已经打这个游戏打到换花样网，
来找点乐趣啊！
知道是真的，还蛮好玩的啦。
我想去看一下那个战区，
对啊，
不对，有金色的狙击枪。
反正回来就是检查，没有什么。
回来检查装备。哦，
看到平行好像是。
有了落地哨兵。它可以捡雷吗？
可以啊，可以啊。
我还没有拿到 G 耶，
我也还没有啊。
方哨兵。
哦，自蹦。
哎，我真的没有。
背包都没有。到底。
有帮手哎。
行。要那个双小，哎，我要开大了。
好。哎，干不是这个地方真的完全没有。
哨兵是谁？
还行啦。
没有啊，这边是完全没有缺。
我有2把，要不要自蹦？
可以啊。
但是没有倍镜。
我已经先拿好了。
哎，有传弓哎。
哎呦。对，你是拿长弓吗？
对啊。然后会不会人家推脸一下就没了？
哦，长弓。
那配件你点一点。
还有枪管。
有啊。那家具怎么在那里呀？
啊？我不是说来看一下有没有金色的狙击枪吗？
该也不用带太多了，反正应该也受不了启发他们的。
应该打不完。
垃圾 Q 有 Q 但不多。对。
想要攻，哦，这有人，
看不了你。
对我走。
哦，可以吗？
他很想追我啊，不难。
小针一插哎，把这插快没了。
你得衰。
在我右边，在我右边。
对耶。刚刚没有人哦。
哦，55。哎。
Way out there, like little cucarachas.
Jump drive in position.
It's go time!
这边有一只。
55，哎，加。
Taking fire!
No one eyes on my drill.
Sergeant Shield.
Spring.
我脸上，快撤退，屁股，
快跑，快跑！
跳过来了，
快走！你有大球要丢，有大球要丢。
Make your fire proud, freaking boy.
哎，干你娘嘞！
我跑了，拜拜！快呀，快呀！
好烦哦！
They're shooting at me. Throwing jump drive.
Need more juice. Using a Phoenix kit.
这没地方走哎。我要去追你了。
不要啊！谁吧？
哎，那个小帮手直接把我点烂。 他开挂，我要进去他。
乐色挑战的、
Evo shield here. Level 3.
啊！我在空中，他点我2枪头哎！
我跟你讲，我要玩那种捞干得一名，
不是啊，你刚开大应该是还跑得掉了。
跑得掉吗？那样可以吗？
可以啊，你加速很快啊，你第一时间马上开大应该跑得掉。哎、我看到刚刚沙姆人那个人在开台耶，
我操！啊，没人看是不是？
没人开，一个人而已啊。
真烂。
真烂，去帮他留言。
等一下，我看一下，好了，玩 H 好了 ，H 至少我还可以刀走。
你要玩新玩，
我在看他追杀你耶。
3等就变这样，
命可以卖，但 CS 要拿到啊。
他刚有漏
他那这时候4摊走过来，进了 Gemini 的野区，走进来看到放了一个眼睛，有看到茂凯的位置了。
对，但因为这个下路线是推的啦，也直接踩进来。
啊，听不懂他讲什么。
太差了，没有办法来掩护自己的队友，只能够让东山把这个线给挤进去了。
看来这个自信选好像没有发挥出太。
好了，不然 PK 大散弹枪大挑战
最后一刻都还是可以把牙宁换进上。
感觉散弹枪我们接近战还比较有戏。
哇，
人家推脸，我拿狙击枪，我真的是指着跑。
如果愿意来是可以塔杀的。
有在一个灭魂斩，一个盾在抵消掉东山的伤害，而且
我刚是直接照跟他不会。
牙宁3胜1败，在 PC 的战绩其实拿的次数算蛮少。
东山接2烧，这么强
，22之兵稍微压制了一下，
把人家打到回家，这么强哦。
交出来了吗？哇，3分半4分钟不到。
而且我刚刚其实是真的很想回头帮你的，但是
我还剩不少，
情况不允许。情况不允许，我的枪不允许我回头。
球的青朵拉没有任何反手余地。
如果东山要稳一点，他回去如果第一波有个1000，
我连站在那边不动的我都不一定射得到了。
啊，如果想要
哇，那个飞来飞去的我不可能射得到。
也行，这个对线就一直压，就有点奇怪。
哇，但吉米恩回去只有一双鞋子加水啊，快顶不住了。
男性亲女儿，国中学妹
把线卡在这个地方，让 DC 区的下路上主稍微有点难受，但原本是往上走的。
是国中的吗？
他玩什么啊？
那个啊，
散弹枪啊。
好消息是，
他来玩马蹄啊，一手。
他也是还没回也没交，然后把他回家，所以就是
压制。
中山。
他是玩罗巴好的，以防。有人说什么找不到闪电枪，
就真的找看是真的找不到啊！
你
刚刚就连插那个大我都没有找到，他就狙击枪狙击子弹一个小帮手在那边2把，什么屁小都没有。
我想去偷东西。
要在那边抽来抽去的。
我可以挑一个有制作台的地方。
要做什么？
做牌啊。
哦。一组。
There's someone over there.
有人啊。
有人有人这样子还要限定武器吗？
要啊，限定啊，他们跳那边。
PK， 我赢了。上了。
我没有东西啊！
啥都没有。哎，没有散弹枪啊！
有甲先拿甲。
Shield here. Level 2.
We've got a minute until the ring closes.
要先捡起来。
Gunbolt here. Level 3.
哦，
Hard cases, we're right by the ring, got 45.
Yo, got us some materials.
We have a new kill leader.
我拿 A 把8，对吧？
Looks like that champion was all talk.
可以。啊，我
你，
哎，在我脸上了，快跑！
来，高飞，我们两个去。
哎，我没死是怎样？
大枪，我刚只能超无敌起来睡。
怎么可能？刚才我这样都打不死。
我决定我要拿莫桑比克配那个
Oh, it's showtime.
PK。莫桑比克打远了，至少还打得到人。
Introducing your champion.
I am the master of my fate and yours.
哎，你知道那个将军，你知道那个武器的那个专精怎么升等吗？
哇塞！
你就是只要全场拿着它，不要收枪，一直跑就可以升。
啊，真的假的？
对不对？
这么憨呐？
真的，你就不要收枪，你就拿着它一直跑。
I got your back. Enemy spotted. Way out there, like little cucarachas.
反正我们等一下看到人了，如果等一下真的看到人，就不要去推人，推人就打爆，等他来推人。没有，不要管他，不要管他，他等下马死了就处理他。
我没。
我在打架，他们不会理我。
哦，我已经拿满了。
我刚刚叫的我好痛
啊！为什么？
辛苦了，你在背后鬼叫，我爸有点傻眼，那里面到底发生什么事情？发生强奸案了吗？ 我刚差点把狙击枪拿起来，还留在上一把的挑战。
没有，往讲。哎，那个散弹枪子弹是其实也不用带很多啊。
不用。
但是打得到的话，没几发就死了。
对啊，打不到的话，你也没几发就死。
我是一两发 这件事啊。有莫桑比克吗？
没看到哎。
他平常不要莫桑比克的时候，他妈就这么多。哎，莫桑比克在 crafting 啊，靠腰啊！
哦，他是 crafting 啊，
哦，是 craft。
Care package dropping in for dinner.
看你没有拿那个单甲。
Akaromo, we spread out. Get here or get a hiding.
哎，绝对没有人想到我会去 craft。Mozambique，
Yeah. Let's get on that.
Crafton, hang on a mo.
Half toast, half to roast.
抓住才找死。
再抽一下金头。跳的人不知道去哪。
往那个直列那个往那个地形改到会停滞的那个。
How much, Cubby? Got some goodies for ya.
我很好奇，等一下填我们的包的人
You
心
killed
里
it
会
on
怎么
your way to the top.
想？没子弹，没子弹，等一下包，等一下包，靠呀，怎么都闪在墙？
啊，这另外一个，啊，这另外一个，
对，刚刚6把闪在墙诶。
那我想中风哎。我们用6把闪一枪逼疯一个人。
这里没人。
倒回去。
对啊。哎，有人打架哦，前面。
Snag some materials, amigo. Yo, got us some materials.
后面好一点包。
Hold on, crafting.
妈，那个散弹枪栓没有。
没有闪弹枪枪。
啊。这样怎么打架？这样，
那我要去做拳。
让我蹦蹦蹦的。
来，谁在哪里？
And I don't think there's any cookies.
蛇，打死了。那我做脚。
啊，你做啊。我去踩啊，我去踩那个，先踩那个房。
我在这边帮起你压阵。
火力压制。
拉绳，
哎，有拉绳。
回去是回去啊。
还是其实他们也是拿3把3才练。对，怂到不行。
这一场没一个正常人哦。
变了。 他们是双3030挑战，
有可能哦。哎，我之前有挑战过用3030跟 P2020，完全吃不了。
我是有看过那个啦，百地用2020吃鸡，他用玩天际线，然后用2020，完了在空中反点烂。
还是百神呢？
好了，这有死人呢、没东西。
没人呢。
他们一直在打架啊，我们都没遇到人，我觉得怪怪的。
Care package being delivered.
Care package over there. Let's get on that.
你又在练习那个了？
对啊，
蓝头跳。 有人飞，一只，跳电！
第一点在跳电，不然我们贴不到人家脸上。
我是马基，我根本不用收枪炮。房子里吗？
我不确定。
知道的。哎，前面。
没我事。
换甲。
Grenade far. Got 45 till she closes.
Healing. Oh, that's taking too long. 30 seconds until the ring closes.
哎，前面，
武器吗？
冷静，上面。
中间也有那个。
啊对。
要
50。
要上了哦。
我被堵啊！干你娘嘞！哦，这边，爬上去！
我去倒一个。
开一把，这个位置。啊，
没注意。干，妈的 R99好鼠。 乐色挑战干
还行吧，只是这一场没有发挥到啊。
哦，换图了，王者侠。
蛮怪的。我们三个人打的时候都不会有人进不去，但是跟崇文打就会有人进不去，到底怎样
？MVP 啊？
他们不是是因为崇文没有用 VPN 吗？
But the battle is far from over.
好诶，
有可能、
I
啊。
got the need for speed.
Loyal to the soil, blood to bone.
这个比赛怎么这么多女选手？
干！
他们现在在比那个亚洲杯啊，什么亚洲什么的 Apex 的。来，看哪边？这把要怎么挑战？
一样吗？
哦，对啊，是这样。
按照局，反正我们都
当图局不好哦，非常的不好哦。
啊，那闪弹枪啊，可是有人要顶哎，
交给我来啊！
交给你来。
有人呢、
有人。
哦，你说有人要顶，你说有你要去顶。
没有，我是说有人要顶。
那我们先扫个，
什么东西？先这样。
先找枪，看他没闪电枪，我鸡巴。
没有啊，真的没有啊。
我不管了啦，就拿正常枪了啦。
哦，你上。救我！
来了
，ID。
哎，
他很累个。这个人那个人超累个的，走一走还会延迟。啊，正常玩好了。
啊，正常玩了吗？受不了，
受不了了。自然怎么在单排？怎么这么努力？积分单排我真的排不下去。
充電切れでした。昨日配信終わった後充電してません。充電切れだ。普通に昨日まあいっかと思って、いつもは充電するんだけど、なんか大丈夫だろうみたいな。充電してなかった。忘れてたな。
哦，刚刚家具的翱选炮哦。
对啊，我以为我打得赢他，我就继续跟他打，然后我就跑了，结果发现我打不到。
理论上来讲，你应该是要打赢他，炮2枪直接绕杆。
啊，出现也太突然了，我来不及瞄准。
对，就挺突然的。
But I just keep on disappointing them.
Follow me if you want to win.
Pick me, pick me, pick me. I'm so bored.
大家全神贯注。
Introducing your
原地
champion.
位，这个原皮帮家看起来就很怪欸。
I'm the jump master. We should go without saying.
Kia ora, I'm Jump Master.
什么奶头？
Trust me, don't you?
什么奶头？
Here we go. Ready up. Hopefully there's good loot over there. On my way.
人啊，对，到市场了。
Got our first worm food combatant.
有看到过的。
好的，
It's ring fire out.
Evo shield here. Level 2.
I bloody want it. 1 minute. Ring's pretty close.
有看到，我有了。
Ring fire. Quick, gas bin. We've only got 45. Got an Evo shield here. Level 2. Heads up. New kill leader.
Extended light mag here. Shotgun bolt here. Level 2.
Extra munitions for you in grace.
Found an extended energy mag here.
Level 2.
Level 4. Optics here. Mid-range.
Got a lump up here. Disruptor.
New kill leader. Level 2.
I bloody want it.
Extended heavy mag here. Level 2.
I could use that.
什么都白包啊！那好眼熟。
Care package on its way. Sweet as.
Care package over there. Let's get on that.
Extended energy mag here. Level 4.
Care package over there. Let's get on that.
市场很，还有
Half gone, half left.
到脸上，位置
Really close.
要过去了，
Someone's out there. They're far.
来架，
他队友在这边，
还有别人，还有别人，还有别人。
真的，
Steady shield of crack.
侧脑打得到吗？下去。
看一下哦。 开个店，
没个我后
大爆，
往前推，
往前推了，
打一只，过架过架，
来一发都没点到，
哦有哦，
可能我要相信我的体。 三大，
半个都没有。
没什么办的，打零。
哦，进去了，进去了，跟你。
稍微摸看看有没有子弹而已。
你要什么子弹？
我要。有了。
有中弹。
Shield battery here.
就喝了。中弹。
Heavy ammo here.
Off. That's me.
Your time.
要从哪里出去？是不是只有从那边
出去啊？
Next ring's far. Not for me, but there for you. Backpack here. Level 2. Don't worry, it won't slow you down.
6秒，右边，快帮我看。
哎呦，亮下来！白甲爆甲一只，
有人下来找我吗？
有，右边，你的右边。
阿弟，
是我一枪。爆甲130，先击先130，那个店。
过架，白架。
往右了，我推了。滴，上去了。我拉电，人在跟我后面。你换，还没下来。下来了。另外一组。没到电哦。
左边来一只。
我先往后。
往后。
假的，这上面有人。
还是假的？
不用抬他。
这是真的。第一。OK。
干你娘！上面一个。下来一只。再拉。
破甲。我快倒了，我要补血。
先补，你先补。
把你打倒之后，他的甲就起来。
哦，我的本命枪出现了吗？汉洛吗？哦，汉洛好好用哦。
他们活不了了。啊，对，那个刚刚对面的那个天际线有开哦，那个天际线有开，还有开透视。他一直很清楚我的位置在哪里，超扯的。下来都直接预开。
金ノック持ってるかどうか我々も音でしか聞くことができないので、これだったら
カバンは正直どうでもいいっちゃいいんですけど、金ノックの方が便利ですよね。そうなんだ。あ、金ノック持ってるから起こせるぞみたいな。
音鳴らすまでは分かんないですよね、僕らもね。はい。さあこちらは PSG。
ああ、建物を取ってるところに対して
突っ込んできましたね。さらに盾を早い段階で張ってエリアを取る判断になりました。打ち返しの距離ワンピックしている。そして脇をそのまま確定キルまで持っていきました。さあパイレーツ正規チャンネルはここをうまくキープしておきたい。そうですね、チームパープル、こちらボレーズ、アサク、そしてユマという3名です。バーブルーがここまで来て狙いに行くサイドをついた。ただここは正則チャンネル。
台风要去 LA， 你有听过台风要去 LA 的？
しかしスピットファイヤー
没有，我没有听台风说过要去 LA。没有。
80年来第一个。
確かにね、スピットファイヤー、ライトマシンガン系の評価があるので。
那在那边人们应该很惊慌吧？
しかもこのシーズンね、一番強くなったので。おっとこの
这种事情在我们台湾人眼里是小 case， 而且
好凉，
好凉，甚至于还每天祈祷赶快来。
他们不会有剧。
那个他们是飓风没错。
对啊。
但是没有啊，从太平洋生成是台风，从大西洋生成是飓风，他那个是从太平洋生成，所以是台风。
啊，都差不多东西。
我记得不是啊，不是讲法不一样，
它就是生成的地方不同的。哦。我以前可是地理小老师哎。
有人哦。
哪里有人？
刚刚这一圈里面啊，
那边。
所以我才到这边准备来去黄雀啊。你们准备好了吗？
好了，我上了。
哎，这边有汉洛。
45 seconds, but we could just walk it.
You kill leader? Thermite grenade out.
Oh look, someone wanted to go some space.
拉个电。
哇，还满坑啊！
哎干！屁啦！
Check out that map.
咦？
手前にはワンチーム映っているハンティングビーストを起動した。
原来200等人就这么厉害
ア。ルさんがおっしゃっていたこの、第のポジションになりそうです。
哇！
さあ、オルタネ。
问你啊，那个如果是 PK 的话，怎么样可以让一枪倒？白甲会一枪倒吗？头的话
不会。
满
分都100多吧，不过你有装干扰器就100多吧，没装干扰器好像90。
さあラスト1枚に関してはもうすでに引いているでしょうか。姿が見えません。
まあちょっと弱いので変えたいですよね。
さあ移動のタイミング前、味方が多分おそらく起きたばかりかもしれませんので、
そうっぽいですね。白アーマーでしたかね。
物資も取り返せそうです。さあフォンフォン、ピート、ロイヤの3名。さあここはデュークがダウンしている GGE、 なんとかここは起こすことに成功しています。
GG って GG ってことなんですかね。
いやわかんないですけどさあオアシスの戦闘です。うわー、ここは球数勝った、うまく自らをコントロールするキャラコンから制していきました。戦闘星打ちの精度も若干上がっているので、こういったキャラコンとの相性も多少は良くなっていると。さあただ真ん中近くになっています。アーマー相当いい。これローバでがっつり抜いてますね、これはね。
ローバやっぱ最初のうち入ったら強いですよね。
ロイエ祭りが始まるか。アクサーでこの中のエリアをうまく奪いながら、おお持っていった。アクスターが刺さっていた。い
やいい立ち回り。
そしてここの飛び出し警戒している。味方がうまくカバーできればいいんですが、ここは進めてさあポンポン、おお建物の中ピッチが危ない。
自分たちかなり早いタイミングで
The hungry wolf always talk at the feet. Your final hour cannot be escaped. Embrace it.
ギリギリですね。一旦耐える。ちょっとヘイトを買わないような動きになりました。
Will I win?
さあこれ
Does
オア
the
シス
Prowler's
側
plane
から
weigh
有利に見えます。
227 grams?
オアシスの反対側にとけ
The
ば
hungry wolf always talk at the
手
feet.
堅そうですね。さあ渋谷坂 F 現状24ポイント2という感じで、そしてここは刺さっているワンダを取っている。
这边
啊，有没有？有一队，右边，要下面呢、欸，
要下面。
好。
去爆。
The ring is quite far. There is not much time left.
Broken enemy shield. Opening fire. Cuzzy. Got some goodies for ya. Target over there.
是希尔，还有
Enemy shield broken.
Watch out for the nuke.
Recharging my shields. Heads up. Throwing enemy shield.
Here I go.
Down an enemy.
这个是
Shield is back.
啊，为什么会有挂机的？
Recharging my shields.
拿鬼东西啊！这两个人，这希尔，这希尔超级菜。
Heads
套上局吗？
Over there. It's zipline.
Need to recharge my shield. Half gone, half left. Recharge my shield. You kill leader. Only thing they're leading is my food to their
吧，赶快跑圈吧，好远。
I've got an Evo shield here. It's cool. Level 3.
哦，我150就升了。
150。
150。
哦。
150。我是什么礼拜五？
我礼拜五。 这也没收过了。这个滑下去3个大狗狗。
至于。人是2个。
呀。
呀。嘿。
嘿。大爹。
操！大爹被捡走了。
给你。你有吗？
我有。 包。哦。每次讲到纸包，然后就开始解就可以了。什么16颗小电啊
？16颗小电。真别说，我身上有16颗小电呢。
真的？
是吧？
对。 龙龙不要叫！
不要叫！
先打掉，请速度支援。那个纸包先解，不要先解。
我是金包。这把太肥了。
推了 ，push 了。88。跑进去，那边的。
后面
屁股来了，屁股来了，
慢一点，拉电。
进屋，进屋，进屋。我拉电。
Lista。
拉电。
哦，干你娘嘞！哎，为什么我？哎，为什么我的那个奇怪？我有时候会突然那个一下，可能就不到1秒这样子。
这个小帮手好准哦。
強すぎる。てか3人ディスラプター AM いい人が。
这小帮手也太准了吧！他打我161。
还是有開。
多分もう1人2発ぐらいで割れるんじゃないですかね。
フォーカスしかも合ってたらね、一瞬で、まあ、ディスラプターの強化自体は高い方ですけれども、でもここまで当てれるんだったら、それはみんな持つよねっていう。あと、キングオルタが結構、2個ぐらいシーンで見られましたけど、引き継いでるのか、それとも出てるのか、わかんないですけどね。
ピューパ
ー。でも引き継いでないですか、さすがに。
さすがにっすかね。
なんか一応、オリンパスはあれあるじゃないですか。
はいはいはい。
フェーズドライバー。
フェーズドライバーか。
あそこだったらワンチャンたくさん出てるのがありますよね。
さあということでロイエがエリミネーションキル5、8キル、そしてピートが5、そして香港こちらが1という形になっています。14キル合計のスコア2455ダメージがこのロイエです。ロイエも、ピートがどれくらいかちょっと僕把握できてないんですけど、ロイエは
百丽跟这次去炸鱼的。
まあそうですね。まあ2年間ぐらいは全然に出てる感じ。
他们打线下的。
很多妹子。
いやでもね本当に結構いろんなとこ点々でスクリムでしたよ。僕なんかそれこそ日本で今やってる。
可是他们那个女生是比软教。
哦，就两个在旁边打嘛，一个在树啊。
啊。
We'll find you if you let it.
打完一管就要清。
锁烂锁烂，树烂树烂，
树烂树烂。
Introducing your champion.
I'm the jump master.
I'm the jump master. This time. Here we go. Ready up. Check out that one.
一回来又半血了。
有人要顶吗？有人要，他们落那边，
我这边。
又有人要去劈啊，没有关系啊，真的。感觉有没有喊出救我？
哎，我有那个哎，我有漏水。我在拉脚。
Attention. There is a new kill leader.
I'm up, Cuddy. Got some goodies for ya. Heads up. New kill leader.
我线路怪怪的，奇怪。
怎么办呢？
麻烦，不知道。 人一直在漂移。
你开 VPN 吗？
有啊。我如果现在换线路有料也可以吗？
对啊，那你就断掉重连。你先换吧，关少的。哎，他们打起来了，他们那边有2队。
这样。
没样没。马上打完。
时好时坏。我来了。
我死了。我死啦！哇，108。
定了。
哎呦！
啊！
超痛这些人，妈的，看到的都是100的，到底要怎么玩？你他妈都去打职业好不好啊？这些人真的都可以去打一下职业，考虑一下。
错了要体罚，那我要准备鞭子。如果错了就变 SM 了。
100，
好像很爽。
From Lehen, the exhaust does get cleansed by Gumayushi, who's just fighting this one out. The feathers are down. Aiming still with ult running, wants to be able to fight this one out, but they're just going to straight up lose it. At least when it comes to AD carry health bars. And Lehen's going to have to grand exit, and he does so.
And it's really good you mentioned it, Wolf, because Faker building up an early lead has his Merc threads available, so...
I'm a revolutionary. It ain't revolutionary.
A decent amount of time and enough for them to actually get the burst. And BDD has zero. And a tear. Yeah. So very little AP to speak of. Also, Faker actually doing a really good job on sidestepping the... Not that much AP was faster. We don't get the cancel there thanks to the shields. Gumayushi says thank you to Carrier, but getting a kill on Nocturne feels so amazing, right? Because you start what I assume didn't get a chance to look at it, but I assume will be Ultimate Hunter, get more of those ultimates available, and get towards that first item spike as soon as possible.
Well, this Rift Herald getting taken on board right now. The eye poking momentarily as then the Hex Flash over, Paranoia comes down, Poppy going to steal this one away as it's the flash forward, and Coase is going to find it with the Keeper's Verdict for the Buffalo. A big crocodile, and Zeus, oh the Dark Matter not enough to kill him, and Keith somehow limps away. KT, they'll be able to win this one out pretty convincingly.
Ready up.
Attention. First blood. First blood. I should have seen that coming.
我附近好像都没人，
他跳到那个是哪里啊？定点。
后面东西有料。
还不错。
Very close. 45 seconds.
Got extra munitions for you in great. We spread out. One me.
还
half the squads remain. Let's keep winning. Incoming care package. I love you.
Gotta hop up here. Camera point.
东西。
Care package over there.
Extended light mag here. Level 2.
Grappling.
Extra munitions for you in great.
我做个大便。
Do not bloody disturb. Got an Evo shield here. Level 2.
To fly on a zip line. Watch out for the new kill leader, friend.
不要了，你不要了，你不要了。
可以吗？
动啊！哈哈。
Enemy down.
Reloading.
忍不住了吧？ 好。
Healing up. Eyes are open though.
Round 2. Healing up. Getting a bit of hot water.
The next ring is quite far. They're dropping.
啊，队友的。
到了。
To fly on a zip line.
Shield battery here.
不知道。那我们去吧。
Look over there. Damn, Cuzzy. Got a minute before she closes.
蹦跟鸡也
现在只有崩的，
有人拿蹦蹦在那边蹦。
45 seconds. Ring's close.
Using grapple.
Optics here. Mid-range.
30 seconds remain. The ring is nearby.
看到右边去了，这样。看到人。
Attention, delivery package.
Care package on its way. Sweet as. Hostile spotted.
音乐。
啊，大黑。
哇塞！有屁股人，屁股人！啊？在家吃饭吗？哎，对。
哦，
哎。有什么，大哥？
有，他有啊。
他有。哎，有人冲过去了。
到了。
They're dropping a replicator.
嗯。我怎么丢到树上？
1 minute. Ring's not far.
Enemy spotted.
生命线啊？为什么是生命线？
We're right by the ring.
没有啊，有跟机器人跟生命跳。
Rings near end. Weren't close for 30. Big ups, team.
哎呀，机器人在。右边。
Enemy spotted.
以为那个可以打。
对。我去看右边空投是啥？
暗落。
暗落。
不是啊，那个不是暗落，那个猎兽啦。我死哪去了，朋友？
一圈哦。 啊是。没把猎手。
一开始炸倒那只是没事。
哎，他被他拉起来了。对对。没有，是过点。
哎呦，一崩哎！阿电。
哎，有人！脸上。
你要点吗？
在右边。好，我点上。
换一下。
来了就来了来了。拿电。后甲。
我拉哥晃晃哦，他是吃蹦，他白甲，不知道为什么。
哎，是谁的雷？靠腰。100了，地板100。后面。
我来。
哇，他一个预判雷耶，丢在他脚下哎。好了。
考什么？
就要去了。该出门。
你要去哪？
丰家夜市哦。
干
吧！
干！
好，一吃饭，等会儿。
好。
哇，大声！
Thinner and thinner as the game goes on. Yeah, I think a lot of this will come down to who Cuz can find with the keeper's verdict, and can T1 stop it from being effective by pressing the paranoia button whenever she lifts a hammer to the sky. There is so much back and forth before a fight even starts with these two compositions. It's really, really cool. As now Zeus, he has a decent Narbar fighting up against aiming. But he's underneath the turret now, so the Poppy not going to be able to find anything.
We haven't really talked about it yet. Also, Faker has a 10 stacks meta.
Yeah, that's
that he ended up going for, which that's scary.
That's a game 5 Majais.
Yeah, he doesn't care. It's fine. What I do want to highlight is that I really hope Zeus ends up could go for Hullbreaker, could go for Starix. I really hope it's Hullbreaker, because I don't think that with the state that the matchup is in now, Keen ever has a shot.
No.
Right? And trying to 1-3-1 or even 1-4 into a Fednar with Hullbreaker and a Nocturne on his team is an absolute nightmare. And there isn't really anyone individually that can answer the Gnar, right? You're always going to have to send 2 people.
I mean, until KT gets some Chemtech Drakes. Because then the Gore Drinker and the Q healing is just going to be too much.
I really feel like the Hullbreaker is the right call, but it's also definitely the call that Zeus generally makes in these moments. He's done it several times across the Gnar. He's really the only one who's playing Gnar this season. No one else is picking it up, and you know, I think that's definitely the path he's walking right now, because with the lead that T1 has and how little impact these Drakes are going to make, he's just always going to be a problem that KT can't really answer, as you mentioned, Chronicler, and they're just going to siege up this mid-turret, take more gold. Okay, opportunity!
All right, yeah, looking for the stun as Gumayushi now does have his cleanse on cooldown, keeps the Feather Storm and holds the flash, as Keeper's Verdict going to be cancelled. And Cuz going to have that one up relatively soon, but not for this fight, as Lahens may have found owner. He goes down to 50%.
If his spell shield gets procced by that Zeri W, he dies.
Yeah.
Very tight timing there.
Definitely true. I mean, now he's a little bit more of a potential target here in this fight, but I really hope KT don't overextend on that. And KT, they don't have anybody topside here, whereas, again, this Gnar is a threat inside. He's got his Gnar bar ready for this.
Yeah, Lahen's caught on a flank here as well, as KT teleport Keen in. There's a grand entrance. Keeper's Verdict comes down, and Cuz doesn't find anything with it. That is going to be the Drake secured here by T1. That's the sole point. That Chemtech Drake, that healing and shielding, not going to be coming in here, but now T1 are looking for even more. Owner made things dark just before, so Paranoia, not something that KT has to deal with, and they do have a cage to block this approach. will be able to find an outer turret at least.
Great use of the terrain there in the zone denial that Poppy and Veigar provide as we're not done.
Yeah, King gonna have to dash his way out. Event Horizon comes down again, breaks his stopwatch, is now Gumayushi getting flanked, but they're still gonna be able to do so much damage to King. He's taken down, and now Cuz is having to flash to get himself the heck out of there. Aiming doesn't press his R button, but T1 is still pressing forward, and they are gonna be able to take this outer turret. That is a 4 for T1, and this gold lead is starting to get ridiculous.
They could just go do Baron now, and Cuz has no ultimate. Keen is dead for 30 seconds. BDD does have teleport. He's just going to stick around in the area. They have to hope. He's got Smite set up here with Flash. Maybe the double Smite steal.
Yeah, Carrier looking for a ward as Hex Flash to try and get him in there. Pop Blossom gonna go awry once again. And there it is. The flash in comes forward. Can they secure the battle? What the hell? 2-in-1 game, are you insane? They kill the Nocturne and they just take it with BDD with his unsealed spell.
So they have unsealed and Cuz's Smite as well as Aiming's Extendo Beam all timed during Paranoia to try to get the steal off. And it's just so frustrating for T1 now. They end up winning out on this fight. Really nicely timed stopwatch here from Keen, but it's ultimately not enough to save him here. That's turret and starting Nash. But it's crazy how much KT have been able to accomplish here this far behind. As look at BDD unsealed, they have no vision and Paranoia. He goes in first. It's crazy.
Oh my goodness.
The Zeri W that kills Nocturne there.
I mean, that's what secures it, right? Because it means he's the only Smite in the pit.
And this one I think matters a lot more than the previous one. The previous one was straight up only denial, but this one is going to give them an opportunity to actually fight and keep the gold even, keep the base alive, and eventually we're going to see BDD be a bigger and bigger problem. About to level 16, already sitting at 520 AP here. But every team fight still has been won by T1.
I mean, everything has been won by T1. Like, every single part of the map has just been won by T1, and then KT steal 2 Barons? Now only a few thousand behind?
It's just KT in this series tonight is never say die in terms of potentially a reverse sweep, in terms of these last 2 games being so T1 favored, and you slowly start to see KT creep back up. T1's still in a pretty decent position here, but this time the Baron buffs, as you mentioned, are actually going to still be here for KT, so they can actually get something relevant out of it. All outers are down here, and KT still don't have enough map control to start threatening inners, but it's going to be a decent amount of gold here in map control. That mid-inner, they're just using it to let Aiming, because this is down, I'll let Aiming just farm for free here and scale up. This Veigar is getting more and more AP stacks as time goes on. He's getting closer to that death cap, and there is a real win condition here for KT later on. They have so much burst, they can just press R with Veigar on targets later on. They've got a decent amount of CC setup as well with the Poppy. If you push 2 people away, somebody else gets instantly burst down by BDD's ult. That's a one-team fight, you know, that's an objective, and so far we've seen that KT has been able to sneak into the objectives so far, and the game isn't over, but Cuz hasn't been great with these Keeper's verdicts just yet. They need to be better, they need to really land here if KT is going to the finals.
And Aiming throughout all of this has just been kind of living his best life. Unmatched, right? Obviously Guma is really, really fed, building towards a GA here. But Aiming has been, I think, the big benefactor of a lot. Actually got the Baron buff.
Highest level in the game.
Yeah. And getting on top of Aiming is going to remain a really big problem as we get into the later stages, right? A lot of it has been killing Keen, killing Cuz, killing BDD. But as we get deeper and deeper in, Aiming eventually is going to become such a big problem. And because the gold is still so even though the kill score obviously very favorable towards T1, it's getting scary as Faker.
Oh, he's not gonna get caged, and the minion just exits. The minion's like, nah. It's much like the patch from earlier.
It is Sterix for Zeus. I don't know if this was mentioned earlier, but he did go down that path, so doesn't have that same Hullbreaker side lane threat that we were kind of hoping for. He has a stopwatch. They've stacked them up for the soul fight potentially.
Whoa! That's a flash onto Gumayushi, who immediately cleanses. And the wild growth comes through as well. He's still trying to fight this one out. Understands that the Poppy doesn't have that flash available anymore. And he's angry. Doesn't want to have to press his summoner spells.
And they got the wild growth as well.
Lands Dragons and Wild Grove now gone. Flash and Featherstorm still available.
All right, teleport to come in from Keen, but this Drake is going down extraordinarily quickly. Paranoia comes through. That is going to be Chemtech Soul. As Cuz not really going to find anything. Gumayushi is just going nuts. And there's the quickness, but a 4-man Pop Blossom from Faker, and Cuz is going to go down still. Faker may follow, and Keen is kind of massive. He slices his way out of the fight, and aiming, he can't fight anymore either. BDD trying to Mega Cone his way out, and Keen dives into the backline. I don't know about that one. And KT, can you escape is the question, because that's what you're going to need to do. As BDD stays alive, okay, that's a flash forward, and aiming takes matters into his own hands. He's still got the GA. Zeus is going to be taken down for the triple, and it's aiming the one that saves this game for KT.
Oh, it's a pretty close game now, isn't it? Chemtech Soul picked up, and they might lose everyone for this.
Oh, the extendo beam not enough. The speed up from the honey fruit, but it's not going to be enough. And KT, eyes on the prize. They're looking for this inner turret. They might even be able to take more.
I don't know. Faker's about to come up, so they'll get an inner. They'll get aiming even more fed. But this game is still not gonna be done.
No, it's not done. But look at this fight here. I mean, this is one of the longer fights we've had in this series. As Cuz takes an insane amount of damage, but Nocturne's out. The Hens gets nothing, and Faker's engaged. Is amazing. But Zeus layering on top, like critically aiming, doesn't get caught. So he actually gets to kite out here, push down Faker, then get over the wall. And then what ensues next is just hard to imagine, as T1 way overdo it here, chasing into this choke point. Keen does so much damage to soften these targets up. BDD escapes Zeus, who decides to go over the wall for the kill.
The Nash.
All right. And this was the moment, right? Like, aiming has had these moments in the past. Like, you remember that killer instinct against this very team, as now Paranoia is going to come in. The keeper's burning, and the steal from Ona! Every single Baron has been stolen away! And this time, T1, they get away with everyone. Oh my god, this series, it is just ridiculous!
Three stolen in the final game here. And
rule number one, don't start the Baron.
T1 back in the driver's
Baron is
here,
bait!
and they're trying to push.
Oh man, this inner turret's going to be taken down. Looks like T1 not going to push for the inhibitor turret just yet.
And GA's not up for a really long time here for aiming, but it looks like this game may just come down to, in 3 minutes and 20, the Elder fight here. T1
oh god, don't start that one.
Okay, let's watch this first person view on the steal. Just gets vision for an instant here and presses as fast as he can. Got it. He gets out, tells him to leave, and doesn't even have to flash. And now here, as T1, try to get any inhibitor you can with this Baron, so you have that Elder Prio, because again, that is very likely going to be the deciding fight in this game. And all it takes is one mistake from KT during this Baron buff, and T1 end.
No, exactly. That's the thing, because these are 5 Barons as well. Like KT, they very narrowly managed to win fights and sneak away with like a Baron on aiming, a Baron on a couple of people. This time around, it is T1 with a full Baron, already up to a 2.6k Baron power play. These inner turrets looking in trouble, as the Keeper's Verdict not going to do anything to save this one.
Gotta buy time.
They really want an inhib. Inhib makes the setup for Elder so much easier, gives you an opening, allows Zeus, even without a hull breaker, to be a really big factor in the side lane. But KT's ranged wave clear, obviously, with Zeri, with Shiv, and Veigar, gonna be really hard to actually chew through. 1 more minute remaining on the Baron buff.
Feels really difficult to just siege KT in general, right? Because if you don't have large amounts of range, the cage is just a very, very scary prospect.
They sent Zeus top lane, and he's just going to be able to prep this wave up here, and KT will have to answer, and the timing of this could be really huge, as mid is crashing now. They've got Baron buffs in all 3 lanes, and even if they don't get an inhibitor, they should be able to maintain a decent amount of prio and vision here of this Elder. They've got vision in the jungle as well that KT is going to have to push through before they even get to talk about contesting the Elder, before they can even get in there for another amazing Cuz steal.
They'll have a minute after this Baron wears off. I don't know whether that's enough. I think you might be right, Wolf. I think even just having control of that jungle should be able to give T1 a huge edge moving towards this one unless KT find themselves any sort of fight. But this inhibitor, the inhibitor turret going to be taken down. Inhib now laid bare in the mid lane. Cuz heroically charging his way out of this situation. Ranuan's Omen done for Keen. Deathcap done for BDD. These are big items, but their base is in tatters. And the items haven't yet come in for T1 after this Baron.
Okay, GA's back up here for aiming. And Deathcap obviously has been done for a little while here for BDD.
No, just completed.
Oh, he just got it? Okay. So this is the huge moment because this is the fight that's going to decide this entire series. This is the one that's going to decide who's going to Worlds, who's facing Gen G tomorrow. And T1, they got a lot of prio, but they didn't actually hold on to Baron control. And with the wave clear that KT have, they can actually push this mid wave and try to get in here faster. Faker is backing as well. He had a flank angle potentially he could have used here. He's not going to hold it. Phantom Dancer picked up for Guma. I mean, it is all coming down to this one final moment. Could not be more tense. The series could not be closer.
No, this is just completely ridiculous. And I wonder, like, do you even...
There we go.
Okay, we're going to look for it. There's a flash out from Carrier to deny cuz his heroic entrance.
Faker on the flank.
All right, it's T1 that have started this. Keeper's verdict goes completely wide. Faker, like you say, looking for that flank angle. They flash. They try to get in there. Zeus is going to flash out, though. And now the Pop Blossom gets in. Now the dive comes through, but aiming is still alive. Zeus is down incredibly low. This Elder as well is going to be taken by Cuz. What the heck? And now the Dragon's Wrath is wrought on T1. Plans will be taken down, and I cannot handle this series. Who even won that fight? Aiming's going to be able to walk away from it. And with Elder in tow, can they actually win the game?
I mean, they lost so many that I don't think they can end here straight up, but they are going to push mid here, and Guma is still alive. He's going to be able to do a decent amount of damage to try to defend, but if he dies, there's a real world where maybe KT just end this right now. He's got GA as well.
It's so hard to push down against the Zaya.
It's a flash forward as Gumayushi is going to go up into the sky. Cuz will be taken down, and Gumayushi is going to hold on.
This is insane. We're not done yet! He's got the plant as well. He's going to heal up. There's no way aiming. He took too much damage from the turret.
Start the Baron. Any team, don't start the Baron.
Oh,
let's look at it.
This is actually just too much. If they commit to killing the Gnar here, who has the extra shield, he flashes away, and Faker's on the edge, and Lance knows it, but he can't stop the flank. It doesn't matter, though. BDD lives so long here, and aiming is uncontested. Zeus gets too low, and he can't fight. The Elder gets smote away here by Cuz, and the fight is won, but by such thin margins, they can't end the game.
Guma's fighting was so pivotal there. The amount of damage he was able to output. And then this play here, again, it's so hard to lock down the Zaya with ult available. Ends up getting the auto, and Cuz doesn't die to aiming's buff. And we're not done.
Oh, God, we're just doing it again. All right, 5
Aiming
seconds.
still has Elder buff. He still has Elder buff for this fight.
Just aiming.
And he is the main one.
He's on his way.
He has his flash as well. As the cage comes in, Pop Blossom down, not going to find aiming, but is it going to be enough? As the Paranoia gets into the backline, aiming, going to be able to take down the Nocturne, and he has his GA. Zeus now finds the aiming is dead. T1, they may have done it as Cuz is trying to run for the hills. BDD and Lehens know that there's no way to stop this Baron.
That might be it! And Zeus, he stops aiming from getting away out of his GA. He's got flash. If he gets out there and does enough damage, maybe they can turn it, but he perfectly times the push into the wall, and aiming will die, and I think KT's chances of going to the finals have died with him. BDD still alive here. He's got this Deathcap. He's got a ton of damage here. He's going to have a dream. I just don't think there's enough that he can do here. Aiming up at 25.
Yeah, the front door was open. They leave the Baron. There's a flash forward from Gumayushi. The cage is down. BDD avoids the Feather Storm, and it does not matter. Gumayushi grabs the double. The Nexus turret will be taken down, and T1 will deny the reverse sweep. And they'll meet Gen G again tomorrow and qualify for the World Championship.
This team did not come into playoffs as a favorite. This team came in as massive underdogs. People were talking about this team falling before Faker was injured, and then when he returned to the Rift, people said, okay, well, he's back. The team is playing better, but Faker's still not up to par. He still is not going to bring this team to finals. The doubters, the naysayers, they were always there. But KT are defeated in a close nail-biter 5th game here.
as T1 clutch it out, and they're going again to another finals against Genji. Run from it, hide from it. It's always Genji T1 here in the LCK.
Always T1 Genji. Doesn't matter if it's international, doesn't matter if it's national. These two teams will meet. And man, did they have to work for it. 3 stolen Barons, 1 flipped Elder.
Everything. And the last Baron wasn't even taken. So every Baron or Elder in that game was taken by the team that did not start it.
And T1, they did it against all odds here. They were the underdogs in this series by predictions. I know every T1 fan out there believed before today, and they would say they were not the underdogs, they were the favorites, but they were heavily predicted against here tonight. And KT, they didn't show up in games 1 and 2, but I'll be damned if they didn't show up in games 4 and 5, where they really clutched out coming back, but it still wasn't enough in the final game. And preventing a reverse sweep, that is often harder than the reverse sweep itself, and they do it.
Yeah.
So the celebrations are absolutely deserved.
Faker gives the thumbs up, and man, his back must feel pretty rough after that last game because he was so good. Gumayushi just looking pretty cool, calm, and collected, to be honest.
If I got 2 nickels for every time Gumayushi carries a game 5 against KT in a very important best of 5 by winning a fight that he shouldn't win, I'd have 2 of them this year. And I don't know what it means, and
I don't know, Faker's Pop Blossoms were pretty good that series as well.
Zeus also in the side lane, the macro. But also T1, I mean, they did everything they could. They did everything they could, but it ultimately wasn't enough, gentlemen. And it's a heartbreaking loss for an org that once again comes up short here. They are the first team to ever go undefeated in round robin 2 and not win LCK Summer.
Yeah, there has to be a first time for everything, and it just feels very KT that they're the first one to break the blessing. But T1 coming up from the ashes, honestly, they were 5th at the end of this season, and they dragged themselves up 5 games against KT both times here in the playoffs. And you can say what you want. You can, like, we can look at the first 2 games of this series. KT kind of threw those away. So glad that we got the last 3 as T1. They got a real good warm-up moving towards tomorrow's match. And Genji, we'll see what they can do up against this squad.
It's crazy the amount of super plays we saw from both teams. Like, this is the kind of series, and it's the kind of playoffs, honestly, we had a lot of really close ones. That gives you faith that these players just have so much experience. We have so many veterans across our top 3 teams here that made it to Daejeon, that even in spite of massive goal deficits, in spite of huge leads, and even for KT, in spite of a 2-0 deficit in the series, these are professional players who will get it done. They won't choke, they will play it out. And I think that is something that LCK fans in general should be proud of here. Even if there were a few hiccups, even if it was a bit crazy here around objective control with the Nocturne, at the end of the day, you know, I am impressed with what KT almost pulled off tonight. But this is one of the best series I think I've ever cast. Maybe the best series I get to cast this year. It was just so back and forth, so epic.
It was insane. It was absolutely ridiculous.
Like, I feel like I won the finals just because I was here.
I mean, we all were, right? Like, everyone that's watching on Twitch chat, on YouTube, wherever you're watching, everyone here. Oh, man. If you made it to Daejeon, you can feel the electricity in this air. It is sweltering in here. And the temperature rose by about 7 degrees over the last 3 games. And I think that was this entire crowd collectively losing their minds.
I never have truly understood up until this point, but now I do. It's Daejeon, everyone. Because man, if tomorrow is even half as good as this, like you got a series to live up to.
This was about as much Daejeon as I could handle. I'm not gonna lie to you. I might have to take a rest. It is.
미드라인 가는 거 보자 이거.
Pushing mid is the call here as soon as they win this fight.
Pretty clear comms as well from T1.
해봐 이거 라인 시켜봐. 해보자.
나 태도 여차는 쓸게.
침착하게 해봐.
나 이거 풀로 잡을게 그냥 베이가.
40초.
Even calling out what buffs they're going to take and stuff leading into the push.
Did they actually? I'm not sure. Did they proc the Raptors there? Was that Karya?
Not 100%
Oh, he
sure.
might have. Yeah.
I think Karya with Glittlands procced the Raptors so that Lahenz's initial back got cancelled.
베이가 전혀 없고. I don't know how much that actually.
He ends up making it, but
yeah.
Still, you'll have to see these small things. Calling out the kill of BDD. And they just know it's done. Look at Karya.
Karya's just gone already.
Look at Zeus.
I mean, the fact that owner is just collapsing.
You can hear
done
Karya
with this one. Gumayushi's so much damage in that game.
You can hear Karya's excitement like through other players' mics. That's how loud he was. Like he is.
Look at that steal.
Feeling it.
Oh my.
Look at the gold grab.
This gold grab is absolutely absurd. It is looking dangerously similar to a lot of the heart rate monitors of a lot of fans of both of these teams during this series. Hats off to KT, but my God, T1, after two extraordinarily dominant games, felt like KT had figured them out. But then game number 5 rolls around, and the whole time, it felt like T1 were just the better team on the day, but to have 2 Barons stolen away from you and still being like, oh yeah, no, we're still fine. And then an Elder gets stolen away from, still fine. And then they were fine.
All I have to say is I'm honored I was a part. I got to be a part of this. Like I feel super lucky. What a great series.
Yeah.
I got nothing. My tank is empty.
Yeah, I'm feeling pretty zonked as well. And I felt like we were going to be walking away from this after that game too. It was a little bit of a sad time, but this isn't. This was an incredible series. And now we've got Jisun standing alongside with T1 to talk about it.
Thank you very much, guys. This is Jisun for the interview translation, and we are here joined by the victorious T1 players after taking down KT roster with a phenomenal series. And now they're qualified for Worlds and also the grand finals of summer season. We're here joined by the T1 players and also their coach. Congratulations on the victory. Let's start off with Zeus, who had so many things on the line. The stakes were so high, and you guys managed to make it to Worlds and also come back tomorrow for finals. I'm so relieved that we have survived another day, and this series was so fun. It was indeed a very close series, and you guys, after reaching the match point, you guys dropped 2 games in a row. What do you think was the turning point for T1? All I can remember right now is the game number 5, you know, it was all about the late game team fight. And then it's another rematch between T1 and Genji at the finals. Back to back T1 Genji finals. How do you feel? Now this time, we are the challengers, you know? We're gonna be the underdogs, so it's gonna be a little bit different. It's gonna be so much fun, and I'm pretty confident that we can win. Now let's hear from Owner. T1 is on the miracle run. Starting from the first round of the playoffs, now T1 has reached the grand finals. How do you feel? I said in the press interview that T1's gonna win 3-0, and we were up 2 games actually, and then we lost 2 more games and we made it to game 5. So it's a bit of a bummer, but still we were really confident in our performance. Owner, your ganks were so on point today, especially on Sejuani in game number 2. What did you focus on heading into the series today? Because his early actions are so on point, and also his objective takes are also really sharp. So I really want to focus on the early game, how much I can actually impact the lanes. Well, game number 5, you know, it was a little bit iffy in terms of the smite fight because Cuz was able to steal away so many objectives. What came to your mind? Well, I think it adds more burden if you start the objectives, you know? To be completely honest, junglers who starts the objective is feeling a lot more pressure. But you know, at the same time, I have to be the one making decisive calls. So I just wanted to, you know, take the risk and go for my play. How are you feeling about tomorrow then? Another match in Daejeon. It feels amazing to perform in front of such a massive audience. And you know, tomorrow will be exciting as well. We have one last series of the summer season. What is your mindset heading into the grand finals? We were so close to getting a 3-0 today, but tomorrow we will come back with even more sophisticated performance in order to win with a clean score. Now let's hear from Faker. Faker, now this grand finals will decide whether T1 can win their 11th LCK title. How do you feel? I am so grateful that I was able to perform in front of, you know, this audience, and I am also really honored and grateful to be able to play another series. Baker, you always, you know, bring out some of the pocket picks in the best of 5 series, and today it was Cassiopeia. I'm really curious about that pick. Looking at the comp and drafting, it was pretty looking decent, but the game didn't really go as we planned, so you're not able to get the result that we were expecting. Baker, you made it to the LCK finals 5 times in a row, a massive history, and you also qualified for Worlds. How do you feel? I think we had played a lot of Game 5 this season. I think it's a great experience for the players, so I'm expecting, you know, a positive outcome from tomorrow as well. I have some good feelings. And Faker, this is gonna be our first ever Worlds performing on stage that is being hosted in Korea. What does it mean to you? Yeah, this is gonna be my first time actually being at Worlds that is happening in Korea, so it's gonna be a lot more experience for me, and imagining performing in front of our Korean audience, my home fans, you know, I cannot wait. Now T1 has to stop Gen G winning 3 titles in a row. What is your resolution heading into tomorrow's series? Eventually made it to the finals, and this time around we are very confident, you know. I'm pretty sure T1 can for sure win tomorrow. I wish we can showcase a great performance to all the T1 fans supporting us. Now let's hear from Gumayusi. T1 managed to win back-to-back best of 5 up against KT roster. How was that possible? T1, you know, even though we were having a little bit of a, you know, slump in the regular season, and KT roster was the All-Pro LCK first team, but we were still confident, you know, to showcase our strengths in the series. And today, the bottom duos are working so hard to bring the team to victory. How did you prep for the upper bracket finals? Well, we have practiced a lot of different picks. You know, we didn't really showcase everything today, but we have more picks to unfold. Gumayusi, we also already mentioned your Zaya in the pre-show, and then game 2, you know, we were able to see what Gumayusi Jaya can do, and also Zeus Aatrox also pops up, and Owner is so good at Sejuani, like Baker even played Azir. What did the players say about game 2 draft? You guys got all of your favorite picks. Yeah, exactly. We were able to get our comfort picks, and we were able to have the best comps, so we were always feeling good about our drafting. Gumayusi, now tomorrow is the grand finals. How confident are you? Well, we didn't manage to win today, but tomorrow we are going up against Gen G, even stronger opponents, so we have to play better tomorrow. I mean, we are really excited that we won today, but I think we should not get too excited and we should focus on the match tomorrow. Now, Keria. This is gonna be your 6th LCK finals. How do you feel? I made it to so many finals, but I only won one final, so I hope I can win tomorrow. Both teams are banning so many support picks. Was it mostly because of Lee Hansen and his unpredictable roam plays? So we were confident that our players are better than KT players, so we just wanted to make sure that we can kind of prevent those actions happening from Lee Hansen. How confident are you heading into the finals up against Gen G? As long as we can pull off our, normal plays, I think we will be able to win. Keria, any message for all the T1 fans? Thank you for coming all the way to Daejeon to support us, and I really, really wish we can win tomorrow. And Poby and also other CL players are here to support us, so I just want to say thank you to all the T1 CL players as well. And lastly, let's hear from Tom. Congratulations on the win! He qualified for Worlds and also the LCK Summer Grand Finals. What is your biggest takeaway from your journey to the finals? Well, even in scrims, the players were super focused. They were playing the scrim as if it were real competitive matches, and we were able to have the best practice possible. And what was your last advice as you guys were heading into game number 5 after dropping 2 games in a row? Well, we were able to get a very clean wins in game 1 and 2, but game 3 our draft was kind of meh, and then game 4 we were rushing a little bit, so we just wanted to make sure that there's no need to rush. We can just focus on our plays, and we will be able to secure the win. And you guys will be coming back tomorrow for the grand finals. Not too much time to prepare. What are you gonna focus on in terms of tomorrow's matchup? We have a lot of champions that we are really comfortable with, but we didn't really play our comfort picks today. So I hope we can make sure that we can also play different picks tomorrow and still get the win. Lastly, what is your resolution for T1's 11th LCK title? We had a fantastic ending to today's series. I hope we can have another great ending tomorrow as well. Once again, congratulations on the win, and this will be the end of the interview from the T1 players and the coach Tom, and I'm gonna pass it back to the space. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Jason. Wonderful interview, translation, and amazing day, guys. 5 games. Once again, T1 makes it, and we're gonna have the rematch of the spring finals. And not gonna lie, I'm especially happy about Faker finally being able to play Worlds in Korea for the first time in his career. That's crazy.
It's crazy to think after he's had such a long, decorated career that he hasn't had a chance to do so. But also, what a glow up from him, because I think going into this weekend, the expectation was Faker adds so much value to his team, but individually he hasn't quite been at the top level in recent months, right? But he looked so good today and honestly gapped BDD, so it's pretty great to see.
I mean, could have been honestly mental block, right? 2014, 2018, he missed every single time, and this is actually finally he get the last chance probably also, and then he actually made it. It's kind of crazy that he actually just played even better. Also, they stepped up, everyone stepped up and managed to win. And also game 5 was super big.
I mean, I was about to say, I think this breakdown is going to be a bit hectic and complicated to do because we were losing our minds backstage, and I hope you guys were doing the same thing at home. So let's look at the drives here and compare both approaches from both teams. Lots of scaling on the side of KT. We saw that's what actually could have saved them. But what do you think of T1's approach going into this game 5? Would you have gone this way?
I mean, I feel like, you know, a lot of the games in the series have been like this side has a very clear advantage, this team has a very clear advantage. I feel like this was one of the more even drafts we had. I think the Nico Nocturne is super powerful. We saw that used to great effect, but I feel like denying the Poppy, still having the Rakan for the engage, and also the Veigar had a lot of value, especially against such a short-range composition. It was so hard to play into. I also say I like that they went for the Gnar instead of the Ornn, because I really didn't like them having like only one carry on the comp.
Yeah, I mean, as you said, I think the T1 comment was like more proactive. The team comment is like, as soon as like they picked the Veigar, I think from KT, I think it was like more passive as a composition. So that's why I think I would say the T1 still had a more option, more chance to actually just engage on them first, choose the fight. I think that was the main key in the last game of the draft.
I feel like they had more agency in the early game, easier tools to maneuver with, and we're gonna look at the first highlight we have, as it is the 12-minute Drake fight, and I want you guys to talk me through how teams approached this objective and what made the difference here.
Yeah, I think a big thing with often T1 would like get set up on an objective, and it would actually end up a little bit awkward because the Poppy would have so much value, be able to flash in and stun. But here I think it was such a mistake to focus down Owner. I understand that it's hard to track the Nico with the clone, and the Xayah has cleanse, but focusing Owner just feels like such a mistake here.
Yeah, I mean, also, you really have to see where's the aiming as well. Like, aiming didn't have the dash at the same time. Like, he was so far away that was not be able to follow the DPS as soon as they engaged. Like, everything had to be like really chain CC at the same time with Zeri jumping on top of it, but it didn't work at all.
I also feel like in a fight like that, you would get so much value from having the Renekton there for the extra sustained damage. Without the Renekton, you only really have the Zeri who has to follow through on the fights. Veigar only has burst at this point, and then you have obviously the Poppy and the Rakan who don't have much damage. So I think the 4v4 didn't favor them at all.
Yeah, and as you said, you have to be really in sync when you're gonna play a composition like this. And when I saw how the early game went, I was wondering how much are nerfs playing into these results, and is it stress because of its game 5? Because they know they have the scaling, so they can take things slow. But then it got to a weird space where it was steal after steal after steal. And guys, I don't know what to make of the rest of the game, and also how both teams approach objective after that.
I mean, the chaotic start from here.
Oh my
I think the main key, the T1, Zeus was not actually managed to the Mega Gnar, and then they can't start the fight as well. And they already burned their ability a lot. The ultimate, like there's so many things that they lost in game, so that's why KT has the opportunity to go in, and that's what happened.
I think as well it being a Chemtech Soul means that even if and when T1 secure it, it doesn't give that much of a boost compared to others. So it meant KT had time to stall, and honestly, considering how behind they were, they did a pretty fantastic job at stealing away these objectives. I feel like if KT didn't consistently manage to pull off these heists, the game would have just been done a lot quicker.
Reminded me of World Finals, honestly, with all these steals. Would you say that it was an issue in how they were planning the objectives and the setup and the vision around it, or also KT and the composition they had that allowed them to do this?
I think KT played it well, definitely. But moments like this, T1 are quite scared to push deeper, but there's such shallow vision. The fact that BDD can be over the wall out of vision and no one's contesting him allows this to happen.
Yeah, I mean, also, as you said, I think from the draft, it was kind of even, I would say, evens out. And also, the game was like, it wasn't super one-sided. I mean, that's why it was be able to KT always a fighting angle. They still, or rather, T1 was not winning hard enough to fight against KT. So there was always a chance.
Yeah, but when I see the last fight that we saw, they had Elder just before that. Couldn't they have played this setup better and this fight better? Because yet again, we know that every Baron has been a flip, and with the Elder on your back and on your advantage, I'm just wondering if KT could not have forced this last fight a bit more.
I'm gonna be blunt. I think there's a lot of things both teams could have done significantly better. I feel like this is one of these typical game 5s where even though we have a lot of veterans on the stage, when it comes to these high-pressure situations, when you're fighting for a world spot, I think mistakes just come out in force, and these aren't things you can really practice for in scrims because you don't have the same level of pressure.
Yeah, I mean, basically, you can't practice the BO5 of the game 5, basically. And also, under pressure, just playing, like, how much they put on the F4, I think it's, like, incredibly still a lot. And also, I think the, it's, when you hit the game 5 at the BO5, it's just like whoever more make a mistake, that's gonna be the deciding who get the winner.
And I feel like it's been, like, the main thing we've seen during this playoff, the fact that teams get better and better. throughout the series, and it leads to situations like this all the time. Honestly, we've been blessed with amazing playoffs.
Yeah, and this one was so clutch, like the late engage from Owner with the roof catching aiming. Aiming has Elder here. Yeah. He could literally just pentakill 1v5 carry the fight, but the CC connects, and then Zeus perfectly timing to shut him down. Oh, I mean, it's heartbreaking that KT managed to get the Elder, and it felt like the game should be done, but T1 just hang on.
Yeah, I mean, this is the moment the T1, they use the strength of the drafts so well, incredibly well. And they knew that the aiming didn't have a cleanse, and all the people was aiming. The target selection was the perfect as a T1 sided, and that's what they bring the wins.
The mental resilience on the side of T1, honestly, could you believe with the summer they had with Faker, and I know that I say this all the time, guys, but I don't know if everyone has been following the LCK this summer, but T1 was really, really not doing good, and then playoffs arrive, and they keep on performing like this. I'm really happy for the
都是靠 Risk 在弥补他们中间